Dressrosa looks full of smiles, but it's actually a very deep, dark story. It starts with the crew and Punk Hazard. They just made a plan to take down Doflamingo and Kaido, an emperor and a warlord. Law's plan is to blackmail him into not being a warlord. The Navy won't protect him. But he fakes the whole world since he has connections to one of the world nobles. Now everyone's thinking he's not a warlord. He also has captured military scientist Caesar, so he has to cooperate. So what happens is it starts off with he knows with Doflamingo starting a tournament for the Flame Fruit. He knows Luffy will enter since his brother had the fruit and he wanted to keep it forever. So of course to start the tournament, it's Battle Royale, and then Luffy wins his part, and then there's 4 people left. Right before the thing starts, Luffy leaves because his crew tells him to. And then we meet someone so crazy. This person was one of Luffy's brothers. He was raised along with Ace, and he was the exact same age as Ace. He's still alive. You obviously know this is. It's Sabo! Sabo's back! He has the flame fruit. And now it's just crazy at this point. And then we go back to Trafalgar Law, who is seriously injured from fighting Fujitora, the new Navy Admiral, and Doflamingo, since he didn't know about the fake out, so he gets fried, but he's still alive because of the room. The room is broken since it allows him to teleport in a short area. That drains him like crazy. The reason Fujitora was even dead in the story is because he first found Luffy when at Dressrosa when what he did was he was getting scammed out of the game pretending to be blind, and then Luffy saw him, told him, and then it started this whole palooza. We then go back to the crew, guarding the thousands of Usopp meets these tiny dwarves who are slaves working for Doflamingo. And then Rebecca's father comes in, an old toy named Kairos. Kairos was originally a toy because of Doflamingo's one of his pirate crew members, Sugar. Sugar can turn people to toys, but if she gets knocked or dies, the people turn back into regular people. But the crazy thing is, anyone that knows about them just forgets if they don't exist. But anyone that witnesses Sugar's doing it still knows about them. That's just crazy. Into the chat. It's insane what everyone's thinking here. This part is just breaks the whole thing. It's so insane. Doflamingo puts everyone in a birdcage, a freaking birdcage, and now the crew is forced to do battle royale, and the birdcage is made using strings from string fruit. And in this cage, you have to fight to make it out alive, and there's the whole island. He's literally gonna kill everyone, and then he puts bounties on people. He gives them stars. Anyone with over 100 billion bounty has a few stars on them. Trafalgar, Luffy, and Sable all had 3 stars, and that was crazy. Then we go back to the fighting. Bellamy comes in. From the Jawa arc, he's back, but he actually has respect for Luffy, and Luffy quickly punches him, and then we move on with the plot. Now they're taking down their Doflamingo's officers, starting with Senior Pink of the Smile Factory, Doflamingo's artificial devil fruit seller. And Frankie beats him up, and then we move on to Pika, who Zoro crushed, who has the stone fruit, and Zoro just spams his sword until he finally beats Pika. We then move on to the giants and dwarves. The dwarf scene is also pretty funny too. Then we move on to the main story where everyone is so tired from fighting, and then Usopp does something insane. He uses observation hockey and knocks Sugar out. He learned it, and now Sugar is knocked. Everyone who used to be a toy isn't a toy anymore. They're all fighting now. Everyone's fighting against Doflamingo. A full war is here, like Annie's lobby again. A giant war. Doflamingo's officers and the royal guard versus the people, everyone who had been turned into a toy. Kairos, Rebecca's father, Rebecca, everyone is fighting for their lives. And Doflamingo's crew is mostly knocked down. They're all tired, dead, or just plain arrested, prisoned. They just don't even have the energy to fight after a long time. There's only two people in this now. Luffy and Doflamingo. The last two left. Doflamingo is strong. And Trafalgar. Doflamingo versus Luffy's Doflamingo. It looks like Doflamingo's easily gonna win. Luffy pulls out a move, that insane move. It breaks the whole thing. Tournament Hockey, Gear 4. Basically, this attack can hit this attack can actually damage a Devil Fruit Logia user's body, and it's way stronger than any of Luffy's other gears. Gear 4, Bounce Man. It easily starts crushing Doflamingo, but after a bit, he gets tired easily. He's knocked out, his hockey's gone, and then the fighters stall for a long enough time, so Luffy can get his hockey back, use Gear 4, and beat up Doflamingo. The whole dressing rose is done. Big Mom, Kaido, Shanks, they're coming next. The Yonko Saga, it's here.